YouTubers, I've just come to Brighton and I've not come to go to the beach. I'll show you what I've come for. Right then YouTubers, what I've done is I've come to Brighton to take part in a rally, an eco-car rally that is driving from Brighton to London. Now, there's a lot of car rallies every year that go from London to Brighton. This one's the other way round, so it involved me coming down to Brighton on a train this morning in order to drive an electric van back into London, which is rather an unusual thing to want to do. After working yesterday, I kind of regretted saying I'd do it. But I'm, obviously very interested in the subject, and I'm going to make do with an electric van today. This is my van, the Modec. Oh, listen to it. Hello. Apparently, I'm driving this. I'm so excited. Hello. I'm just recording this for YouTube. That's so amazing. And it'll get to London in one charge.
And back again.
Yeah.
Wow.
It should only be. So 96% now. We've just been. We never quite get 100% on a charge, and we've just been whizzing around a little bit.
Right.
But we can do over 100 miles quite comfortably, and Brighton to London 52. So I'm expecting that we have pretty much half the charge left
when you get there. Yeah.
And we have done 117 miles on demonstration runs in and around London on deliveries.
Right.
So
yeah, because sitting in traffic, if you're not moving,
that's right. It uses almost nothing.
Yeah. Because I've seen a picture of it, but I assumed it much smaller. I mean, it's quite a big vehicle, isn't it?
Yes, it's right. It doesn't come across in the photos really that it is quite large. It's designed this way so that if you're a delivery driver, you can sit in your seat and finish driving. Then you can stand up in the cab and without bending over.
Yes,
so it's
fantastic.
Good for your back.
Yeah.
You can access the payload there, and then you can hop out either side.
Right.
That's the
philosophy. Really good design.
Because most of the design team came from London taxis, and obviously there are similarities between a vehicle like this designed for deliveries in a city environment and a taxi which is designed for delivering people in a city environment.
Presumably it wouldn't be that big a jump to make a taxi that ran on the same system.
Well, we agreed with our former employers that we wouldn't, or at least not for a few years.
That's very interesting. But I mean, they could make. I mean, it could be produced, couldn't it? I mean, if you can do 150 miles in a city, even a taxi. I mean, they clock up a lot of miles, but it's not impossible. Wow, that would make a huge difference in London if they were.
Absolutely, it would be great.
Yeah. I
think it might be some time before that happens.
This is my YouTube report on the biodiesel run. It's not biodiesel. On the
bioethanol.
No, what's it called? Just the eco-car rally. Just trying to use the correct term. This YouTuber's is Lisa Rogers, my partner in crime at Scrappy.
And what a crime it is.
And that is the gorgeous Florence. And that is the totally irresponsible father Paul. Has no idea how to look after a child at all. He's completely hopeless. And look at the state she's in. Oh, she's clean, she's happy, she's healthy, she's gorgeous.
But she has been to a hippie festival.
She has been to a hippie festival.
She was watching Red Zone at 4 o'clock.
And she loved it. She was raving. You loved it, didn't you?
Quentin Wilson, former motor journalist and former Top Gear presenter, and Robert Llewellyn, who presents Scrappy Challenge, both with me now. Quentin, why have you added your weight to this campaign?
Because you've got to, really. If you're an opinion former about cars, to pretend that all this stuff is going to go away is silly, really, because this is the future, and we've got to stop fighting these stupid wars about oil and stop chucking all this muck into the atmosphere and poisoning our children. So I'm really proud to be down here, and I would say £500 million worth of cars in terms of research and development down here, all the major motor manufacturers are here.
The man who took over from you at Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson, is renowned for taking on the likes of George Monbiot and slated the bearded clan who drive these vehicles. Do you think the likes of him are finally getting behind this as well?
I mean, Jeremy has a wonderful sense of humour, and you know, he makes us all laugh. But when it comes to this sort of stuff, he is just a tiny bit Neolithic, prehistoric, behind the times. You know, look, it's no good saying if you want a green car, here's a green Lamborghini. Ha ha ha. We are at the beginning of this tremendous sea change in the way we propel our cars.
Robert, let's see if your passions run as high as your peer there. You're a man who obviously converts scrap into highly usable artefacts. What's your take on this? Why are you here?
Well, I'm here for a very similar reason to Quentin. I mean, it's clearly the future. I traded in a particularly fast Volkswagen, a Golf R32, four-wheel drive car that did 160 miles an hour. Traded that in for a very great, really lovely car, and I traded that in for a Prius, which does 65 miles to the gallon. And when I get messages from Jeremy Clarkson's cameraman, who also works for me, they're obscene and highly offensive, but very funny. So I've been driving a Prius for the last 2 years. I spend a quarter what I used to on petrol. I know I use a lot less petrol. It's not enough. It's a step in the right direction. I'm driving the electric van up to London, so I'm really excited about that. I want an electric car. YouTubers, this is Quentin Wilson. He used to be the really cool guy on Top Gear, but now he's an even more cool guy who does Britain's worst everything.
Yes, plumber, builder, mother-in-law, teenager.
I quite like to be on his show as Britain's worst two-faced hypocrite. So I've got a big Land Rover as well as my hybrid.
Good for you. Which is the big Land Rover?
I was just a 90. No, it's not that big, but
okay.
I mean diesel.
No, diesel 90. Shame. It should be a V8.
I used to have a V8, but I got rid of it.
I know. I had one a 9 V8. Look,
so
we're
nice.
sad. We
We're
really
so
need to
sad.
get out more. But look, we're very green.
So Quentin is driving the most flash and probably one of the most expensive vehicles on earth at present. I mean, it makes a...
Probably. It's about a couple of $1 million. It's the Ford SUV fuel cell vehicle, which runs on hydrogen and produces electricity with the hydrogen and the water. You can. And it's great because they spend all this money and they are here. And they're just
to promote this, which is good, isn't it? No, it's fantastic. Yeah. I'm in that over there, electric van. But I keep going on about my electric van. It is quite...
White van man goes
I'm
green.
become a white... It is.
And it's good. But I think that the challenge of getting Britain's builders, plumbers and roofers to be driving those things, I think is going to be a bit difficult.
Do you think so? I mean, it's supermarket deliveries is where they've sold it a lot.
Yeah, but I want to see that.
A geezer with a load of pipes on the roof.
And copies of the tabloid newspapers and cups and bogies and everything in the front window, full of crap.
I reckon in 5 years.
Oh
yes, that's true. They've got to be able to thrash it. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's going to happen quite yet.
No, you might be right. Anyway, thank you very much.
The pleasure has been entirely mine.